Greetings and salutations, everybody. We are live out of Studio 236 of FMHDMS. It's Labor Day weekend, and what a delight to be able to have these wonderful ladies and this gentleman that's in the studio with us to talk about a wonderful organization that is making a difference. You're going to find out more. Do me a favor. Email a friend, text a friend, tell them, hey, this is a great interview that Simone is about to share with you today. So what a delight to be able to welcome Miss Arden and, of course, Shahida to FMHDMS to talk about the Arden Blair Enterprises, LLC. And not only that, they got a wonderful, exciting, inspirational play that's coming to Philadelphia in October. Ladies, welcome to Studio 236 of FMHDMS. How are you, Arden?
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for having us.
And how are you, Shahida?
I'm doing great.
Great. Now, listen, I want you guys to let our audience know a little bit about this whole organization of Arden Blair Enterprises, LLC. God has given you this vision. He's given you the passion. He's equipped you with the education that you have backed up with this. Can you let our audience know a little bit about what this is all about?
Arden Blair LLC started just about a little less than about 6 months ago. But our roots started in 2008 with a theater company that we started called Kaleidoscope Cultural Arts Collective. And our initiative, our mission at that time, and still is, was to bring theater to people who don't get to see theater and to bring our stories to the stage, African American people, the African diaspora story. And so in 2008, I wrote a show called Ain't Nobody, a civil rights musical. And we began performing it in and around Philly, and did that for about 4, 5 years, something like that, until about 2011. Then we got invited to a theater festival in New York at Theater for the New City, which is an off-Broadway theater house. And we performed in New York, and it was wonderful. And so that experience spurred us on to do other things. But work being the way that it was, we took a hiatus and started thinking about what was the next step that we wanted to do as a company. Where did we want to take Kaleidoscope? And so we started talking in the fall of 2014. And I was like, this time I'm not stepping out on sand. I don't want to. Let's get things in place and let's create an LLC. And so I spoke to Shahida and Talib, who you will meet in a few minutes, and they said, let's do it. And we started putting all the paperwork in. And the vision for that company was a larger umbrella that began to, that eclipsed in a way Kaleidoscope, because Kaleidoscope goes now under that umbrella of the LLC. And so we wanted to branch out, not only to do theater, but to talk about doing music, to talk about introducing people to dance, and just creating this whole idea of an arts movement here in Philly. And so we have been working in the grassroots trying to establish those things. We've made connections with people in the city. Right now we are in the process of teaching an after-school program at Church of the Advocate that's free for kids who are in middle school and high school. And there's an application process, and I would be more than happy to give that so you can send that out to your listeners who are in the area. And so, and then we also will be teaching adult classes. Those will cost, but those are going to will offset the after-school program, and that's the most important thing for us.
Arden, what I'd like to know is that when you were in New York and you were doing this first play, the responses were phenomenal.
Yeah, the responses were phenomenal here in Philly as well. That's why we were able to tour from 2008 to 2011,
that is
almost consistently during those years. So we had offers to go with Jersey, here throughout the city. We played churches, we played schools, we played theaters. We did every venue we possibly could to get this show out, because we believe the idea of civil rights, the importance, especially as we look at our community today and what's happening in our community, that knowing our history and who we are is going to help us get further. And so and the idea of social justice is extremely important for all of us. And so we believe that's part of our mission. And so that show resonated with people.
Good.
And so it allowed us to tour before we took quite a bit before
Right.
we took it to New York.
So before we move on, go ahead and tell our viewers how they can go to your website and find out more about Kaleidoscope and also about the enterprise that you do here, the LLC. Go ahead and give that website information.
Shahida, I'm going to give that to her.
Absolutely.
She as our business
Shahida,
manager.
welcome. Go ahead and share that information.
First, I would like to say I'm very excited to be here. I'm the Executive Director of Arden Blair Enterprises, and my position is basically the liaison between our business and getting it out to the community across the region, doing fundraisers, speaking to people, just bringing the theater to the out to everyone.
Okay.
Can I hold the card, please?
Oh, sure.
I don't want to get it wrong.
This one here?
Sure. Yes, sir.
I don't want to get it wrong because it has several
manifestations.
Yes, manifestations. Here we go. It's Arden. It's ARDEN.
Right.
This is the email address. Arden, ARDEN, BEN, Enterprises at gmail.com. And repeat that because it's long.
Absolutely.
Arden,
we want everybody to get it.
Yes. Right. So it's Arden, ARDEN, with B, Enterprises at gmail.com. And our website is BELLC.businesscatalyst.com.
Right. Great.
And our phone number is 215-292-8264.
Right. And you guys will be able to see that information on the bottom of the screen of the video as well from Studio 236. So go ahead. What else do you want to add to what you're saying?
I wanted to add to, like I said, we have, fundraisers that I want everybody to, participate in. And also have our raffles that's coming up. So we'll have some more surprises with that. Right now we're giving out, a galaxy and a free show, and what's one last thing we're giving out?
The CD.
There you go.
Thank you.
There you go. Okay. Because that was something we knew we just brought on. Do a CD, a personal CD with pictures and DVD that we're giving away on the raffle. That will be given out on one of our shows.
And I want to talk about the shows that so in order to get these things, you must come to the show.
You must come to the show.
The shows we have, to find out more about the giveaways, to find out more about how one can become connected. That information is not only given on our website, but the shows that we're also promoting.
Absolutely.
So come to the Walnut.
So to our listeners out there and viewers, it's very important that you support the vision of this organization, what they're doing. Kaleidoscope is making a difference. Many of you have said to me that you want to be a part of the arts. There is not a real good place for you to go with your talent and your skills and that you can contribute to. Well, here you go. You have it right here with these individuals that's talking about it. I'm partnering with them. You're going to hear their commercial on our radio station. You're going to hear it right here on Facebook and YouTube as well. So we want you to support. Don't hesitate. This is the time now to get yourself involved and get connected to a theater organization that is making a difference, which you can be a part of. Am I right about it?
Indeed.
You can be a special part of it.
Indeed. And I will say a theater connection that I've been doing theater for a long time.
Wow.
For a very long time, and I also teach theater. So, it is my passion and it is my life. It is my career.
Absolutely.
So I can tell you just about every aspect of this business. So if you are interested in learning those things, come to Kaleidoscope, come to ABE, and we will get you started on your pathway in this field. That's our goal, is to introduce as many people to quality African American theater and just theater in general.
Yes.
Because theater is really about who we are as human beings, about our humanity.
That's right.
And that has no color to it.
That's right.
And so if we understand that oppression happens to everybody, if we understand that social justice is something that is vital, that we understand that love is something that we all need, then theater is something that connects to all of us.
Absolutely.
And understanding how that works in our society is vitally important.
Now, Arden, let's tie in what is happening October 21st through what, the 25th, and then you have something going on in December.
Yes.
Let's talk about how people can be a part of these plays that are coming up for the fall, and you all should be excited about it.
Indeed.
You want a place to go for the fall? I'm going to be there. I want you to get your tickets, and I want to see you there. Let's talk about this.
Well, the first show that we have coming up is called Flying West by Pearl Cleage, who's a playwright out of Atlanta, but she's also a novelist. So those people who belong to reading circles have read Pearl Cleage. She writes short stories as well as novels. And it's a beautiful play about the exodus that happened around 1879, 73, 79, as part of the larger land expansion here in the United States, where they were giving away free land. The government said, we have now, it was part of the Louisiana Purchase, Lewis and Clark, and all that kind of stuff. And it was also, it became open to African Americans. And so we see during this time period the first establishment of all black towns. So if you had heard of Black Wall Street near Tucson, or Rosewood in Florida, this was all part of that expansion. And so in this story, we see women who have left the comforts of St. Louis, three sisters, one who's kind of an adopted sister, and they have moved and they have settled this large land, and they have brought in other black people, and they've established a black land, and they have a crisis because it's hard. It was a hard life living out there in the bare wilderness, and so you had people who left for a variety of reasons, and they see the encroachment of white people, and they really are trying to stop that. But at the same time, the story also looks at African Americans, our interaction with each other. The character of Frank, who was a mulatto from New Orleans, and his father has recently died, and he has married the younger sister, and they've been traveling, selling his book of poetry in Europe, in France, and he has come back because the father has died, and he expects an inheritance from his white brothers. And his father has treated him as he would any of his other sons. But of course, his brothers don't have that same affection, and he ends up losing his inheritance. And he sees himself as being better than them because he is lighter than them. So we look at the idea of miscegenation. We look at the idea of mulattoes. So that one drop, that light skin, as the kids are talking about these days, that is playing in this play. And so we see how they deal with that and how we deal with each other. Because a lot of times, and in this play especially, when you're on such a hard piece of land, to have someone who is supposedly there to support you, pull you down as he's trying to do. Because they give Minnie, who's the younger sister, a gift of land. And Frank has decided, as the husband, he's going to sell it to the white man.
Sounds good. And this is all taking place at the Walnut
Street
Theater in Philadelphia. And
Studio 5.
Say it again.
Studio 5.
Studio 5, Walnut Street Theater. And how much are the tickets? People are probably saying, this sounds nice. I want to know the cost.
Sure.
Group discounts or group rates. Share that information.
Contact us online through the phone number or online about group discounts. We are on Eventbrite Philly, and the tickets are $25 for individuals, $15 for students when they come in with their ID. I am a college professor, and
that's right. If you're a college student, you're in school now, starting for the semester this season.
Right, indeed.
You can get a discount.
Yes. Use that iSchool ID. It will work wonders in many places. And $45 for a couple.
Wonderful. And Wine in the Wilderness is happening in December.
In December, yes. It opens December 9th.
Getting folks ready for Christmas holiday.
Christmas holiday. And it's a beautiful play written by an author named Alice Childress during the Black Arts Movement. And once again, as we said, we are focused on the African American community. Both of these authors are African American women. And in this play, we meet a young painter. His name is Bill, and he is painting his Triumphant, a series of paintings about African American women. He's looking at them in various different mediums, and he's in search of his wine in the wilderness. That sister who is everything that a man could possibly want, who still has, in his terms, the brashness of the street, but who is that lady at the same time. And so he meets her and this woman named Tommy, and we get to see what does education actually do to us. How do we begin to look at other people in our community when some of us have education and some of us don't? Because Tommy doesn't have education, and Bill does, and his friends actually find her for him, and they look kind of down on her and this other gentleman whose name is Oldtimer, who Bill feeds, and they're living in Harlem. They have come in from the suburbs. They've never really been around black people per se, and then they end up meeting Tommy and Oldtimer. And how do you this mix of class? We get an opportunity to talk about class issues and education. What does it mean in our community, and why do we sometimes look down on those who don't have?
Right.
Which is the total opposite of what we're supposed to do. That is not our mission.
Right. So there you have it. There's 2 great performances in Philadelphia at the Walnut Street Theater.
Studio 5.
Studio 5. We're here in Studio 236, but Studio 5. Flying West and Wine in the Wilderness. You're going to see right there at the bottom of the video, you can get all the details. Go to the website, pick up your tickets for this. Get them now. It's available for you so that you can be a part of this. You're probably saying what things you want to do for the fall, how you want to be connected to the arts. Well, Kaleidoscope is making a difference. That's why they're here at FMHDMS, to share this information with you, and make sure you go and purchase your tickets. Go to their website. Give your website once again.
It is ABELLC at business. Excuse me. It's ABELLC.businesscatalyst.com.
Yeah.
And so please hit us up. We have great prices. It's a great space. The shows are beautiful, and I think you all will love them. They have something for everyone.
Now, we want to bring this gentleman that's here in Studio 236 over. You can come on over, and if we can let him sit there for just a moment. Yes. And we welcome him to FMHDMS. We appreciate all of you that are watching this on Facebook and YouTube. We thank you so much for your support. What we bring, information, and, of course, great music to our radio station. Hello there, sir. Welcome to FMHDMS. Tell everybody your name.
Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Talib Andre, and I am the Director of Talent Relations for Arden Blair Enterprises. So,
Talent Relations.
Director of Talent Relations.
So that means that you look for talent? I do,
very much so.
Now, what type of talent do you believe should be a part of this organization?
Well, being an artist myself from Philadelphia, I'm an actor, I'm a singer, writer as well. So I'm always in the arts community. Currently living in New York. I'm a teacher, educator as well.
Wow.
But I'm always at different arts venues. I'm at BB King's. I'm at SOBs in New York. And I'm always traveling. I'm always meeting artists everywhere I go. And I'm always trying to bring quality people into the work that we do. And give artists a leg up in their career. Give them some experience on their resume. So then we go out to bigger labels and bigger production companies. They have that experience.
Great. So if anyone that's watching this and hearing your energetic voice and wants to be a part of this, look in that camera, encourage them to contact you all and to share the details of how they can participate, because somebody may be looking to be a part of something like this. They've been wondering how can they get a part of theater. It's so hard, as you know, for many of us to get involved. So go ahead and share that information.
Awesome. Thanks so much for the space.
Sure.
So if you want to be involved, please just gather, whether it's a photo on your phone, whether you get a friend, professional headshots, gather a photo, as well as a resume. And if you have any links on YouTube, SoundCloud, anything that you can just hear us, you and whatever medium that you want to be involved in. And then hopefully, once we hear that, send it to the email address at ardenbenterprises@gmail.com. We'll review it and then get back to you. Hopefully, you'll make the cut.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Anything else you want to share about your relationship with Kaleidoscope? How is it helping you as a professional and what you're doing every day?
Well, having been a founding member of Kaleidoscope as well as Arden Blair, just being connected to this wonderful individual right here is just it's just inspiring. Just the energy that she brings. This is my confidant. This is my like I said, just my inspiration, my mentor, longtime mentor, over 10 years now. Wow, we can actually say that.
Yes, we can.
Started out as a professor at community college, as a student, excuse me. She was my professor. And I was a student, and then our relationship just grew from there. Just like I said, a wonderful person to be around. So just that energy alone, has gave me the vigor, you know what I mean, to want to continue to pursue my own education as well. I'm currently working on my doctorate degree right now.
Wonderful.
You know what I mean? So, I really believe that's a testament to our friendship. That to have that tangible person who has that, just that this could be possible. Yeah. So all things are possible with when you put your energy into it.
Absolutely.
And your mind to it. You know, so to be connected to someone who just brings that. You know, and then I really like the fact that she comes from just a real grounded, not only grounded as a person, but also grounded in her roots as who she is, but also dating back to just Africa, you know, and is bringing all that diaspora, you know, into this movement, this arts movement that we're trying to create.
I mean, one of the things I think we often, as a people, forget is that we are seriously connected to Africa because we don't understand that connection. Yes. And so, for me, it's always been a driving force to understand where I came from and who I was, because that tells me how I got to where I am, and points me in a direction that I want to go. When you're just not anchored to anything, you can float anywhere and you can believe anything.
Absolutely.
And people can tell you anything. Absolutely. And you become somewhat gullible. So so I learned my history in order so that I can talk about my history and be able to share that information with people. So even in my dissertation was on New Orleans jazz funerals, and I looked at the connection of that funeral because it's very specific to New Orleans and to African American people and how it came through the Caribbean as part of the slave trade and from West Africa and all the various groups that connected it. And every aspect of art that we do is connected to what we have on the West Coast. One of the things I think as African Americans, we never think about how do we connect back to the motherland? And there's so many various ways to do that. They need businesses. They need teachers. We need businesses.
That's right.
We need teachers.
I know that's right.
You know, it has to be. Du Bois talked about that bridge. You know, Nkrumah talked about that bridge. Fanon talked about that bridge. So these, going all the way back to the Negritude movement, Garvey talked about that bridge, that need to be able to reach back and bring forward, as well as going over that connection. And when we don't think about that, I mean, we're one of the few, ethnic groups that don't reach back to our roots, because part of what slavery was about was disconnecting us from that roots. And so when I talk about the social justice aspect of Arden Blair and Kaleidoscope, part of that is getting us reconnected so that we understand that we are not isolated. We are not alone. When we look at the civil rights movement, what was happening in the 1940s and 50s and 60s and 20s, I talked about Du Bois and Fanon when they met at Niagara for the Negritude movement, and it goes all the way back there. So what we were doing here in the United States and trying to gain our own civil rights was not isolated to just us as Black people. We saw movements like that happening in the Caribbean, happening in Africa, all at the same time, because those great minds were getting together and talking about it. And we seem to have forgotten to talk to our brother and understand that they are in the same plight that we are. And how can we better serve ourselves? How can, I saw on the internet the other day, somebody was talking, start painting the dollars with the red, black, and green, and it's like, and I'm like, that's well and good, but how long does that dollar stay in our community?
Right, wonderful.
When you go out to the movies, when you go out to dinner, are you, patronizing Black businesses?
Absolutely.
Are you patronizing Black art?
I talk about it every month.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. So it's like, for us, it's vital to bring those stories to us so we regain that connection of who we are.
One of the words of wisdom that I've learned from you, that I've kind of applied to my life, is that the only time we look down on someone else is to help them out.
I know that's right. Listen, folks, you have received a wealth of information. That is truly the professor in you. I need to be in her class.
Everyone does.
You need to be a part of it.
Community College of Philadelphia.
We just plugged them. That's great. Listen, guys, Kaleidoscope is making a difference. I want you guys to find out more about them. Please look at the bottom of the screen there. You would see the email ardenenterprises@gmail.com. You just heard from the brother here that told you to share your clips and things of that. You can be a part of this organization. They can help you in your dream, your desire to get into the arts.
And may I say,
absolutely.
If you are just starting out and don't know quite where you want to be, give us a call.
Absolutely.
Too. We will get you where you need to be. We will try to do our best.
And that phone number is 215. It's 292, correct? 292-8264.
That's the mobile number. But if you want to call the office number, it's 215-21333.
Wonderful. What do you want to say in conclusion? And we want you guys to go to the website and get your tickets for 2 great events of performances: Flying West and Wine in the Wilderness. What do you want to say in conclusion?
I would like to say I hope to see as many of you there as possible. I think it would be, both of them would be wonderful evenings, and if not there, I hope you get in touch with us, and so we can help you make your dream come true.
Absolutely. No, she can see if we can get her right next to you. I want everybody to see. Yes. Do you want to say anything else? Look at all these beautiful people. Do you want to say anything else, Shahida?
Well, I want to encourage people to go to our Indiegogo page in order to donate and to our website. Again, we're here to help out. You know, give us a call.
Our Indiegogo page, we're trying to take the show, the Civil Rights Musical, on tour. We're trying to take it to Atlanta, New Orleans, to Houston. We actually would love to be able to follow the Freedom's riders, and that summer follow the same route that the buses took, and bring this show that talks about the Civil Rights Movement and that moment in time. And this right now, we're in a major celebration of the Civil Rights Movement. We you know, last week,
absolutely, we're going to be talking about that shortly.
We just celebrated, and for lack of a better term, the 60th anniversary of Emmett Till's death. Selma, 50th year of Selma and the bridge. So Bloody Sunday. So right now is a big time in the Civil Rights Movement. People want to think that it was so long ago, but it's only like 50, 60 years that those major events happened here in the country.
How far have we come?
And look at where we're now. It's when people forget about that stuff that things begin to happen. That we
wonderful.
And one more
thing.
Absolutely. For fundraisers, we're doing Ain't Nobody. So any churches or any organizations, again, give us a call. We'll work with you. It's a good time around Black History Month, but we're really, really excited. So just give us a call.
And stay tuned for more to come from us.
Absolutely. See these wonderful, lovely people here in Studio 236. We thank you for coming to us, and we're looking forward to you guys supporting them. Make sure you go to their website. Make sure you call them. Believe me, you will be truly blessed for this great opportunity to see such amazing talent here, and you can be a part of it too. Let's wave at everybody. Take care.
Happy
holiday.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Simone.